All right, what's up, YouTube? So check it out. Back again with the 87 Trans Am GTA. Today, I'm going to actually try to make this car crank up and run. It'll be the first time in over 20 years that this thing will make a noise, besides just turning over, which we got on the last video. So this time, I've got all the plugs back in it, got it all wired back up, got it ready to try to crank and run. So without further ado, let's skip all the talk and let's see if we can make this thing actually crank and run. So here we go. Hit it with a little bit of starting fluid. I say a little bit, seems like a lot. Well, there you have it, YouTube. You just heard, for the first time in well over 20 years, this GTA crank up and run. It's a great sound. Motor sounded excellent, as y'all could hear. So, I'm very pleased with what's going on with this car. I'm very pleased to hear that the car actually cranks and runs. That means computer's good. That means wiring's good. That means, you know, coil's good, distributor's good, and you know, everything is getting to the point of we're really close. Next process in this car will be dropping the fuel tank, so we can put a brand new fuel tank in there, because this thing's been sitting over 20 years. The fuel tank is going to be disgusting, and I'm not going to worry with trying to clean it, trying to mess with it, trying to get it back to a usable state, because it's just really not worth it. It's just better to go the long road and just go ahead and fork a little bit of cash out, buy a new fuel tank. They're not that expensive. It's like a couple $100. So I'm going to buy a new fuel tank. We're going to go ahead and change the fuel sending unit and go ahead and put a new fuel pump in as well. Locate the fuel filter. Go ahead and change out the fuel filter, get that changed as well. Outside of that, I think at that point, you know, I'm gonna have to change the shift cable, because this thing's not really wanting to shift right. It was melted. I didn't change it when I was in the process, but I will be changing it. This way I'll have one that's not melted and burnt up. But outside of that, like I said before, the car's coming together. I did take out the back section here. I had it put together the other day, took it back out yesterday. I was kind of working on the wiring a little bit, trying to figure out if the trunk latch would go up and down. It does work, and it did go down, and it's in the down position now. But the motor on it is not that good, and it kept running the battery down. So I went ahead and just disconnected it for now. I'm gonna have to buy a new motor, get that sorted back out. I decided to go wide wheels all the way around the car. These are the wides that came on the front of a GTA. For some stupid reason, I don't know what GM was thinking when they did this stuff, but they put these wide wheels only on the front of the car because they would not work with the skinnies on the front. The steering would hit itself. So they took them and they swapped out and put the front tires on the back and the back tires on the front like an idiot. But hey, it is what it is. So I will deal with that as time comes. Like I said, I've got all 4 wide wheels. From the donor car that I bought, had 2 wide wheels on it as well. So I figured, why not just go ahead and put all 4 wides on the car. I figured, you know, it would make the stance of the car look a little better once I get everything finished and done, get it cranked and running. The ultimate goal is my son, when he gets to the age of 15, I want the car completely ready to rock and roll, so he will be able to drive it. It'll be his first car. But you know, it's a project. I enjoy it. I love these cars. I'm a big Trans Am guy. So if you like it, hit me back. Stay tuned for the next part where I'm going to go ahead and drop the tank and swap out. I'm going to swap out the rear ends while I'm at the process because, I mean, I'm already going to have to drop the rear end. Might as well go ahead and swap them out. This one came with drum brakes. The donor car that I still have has disc brake rear end, so it does have the WS6 suspension. So I'm going to upgrade the rear end and go ahead and do the WS6 suspension in the car. As you've seen in the video, the car had great floor pans. You couldn't ask for a car with T-tops to have better floor pans than what I got out of this car. Very surprised. So, but like I say, let's stay tuned. Hit that like and subscribe. Watch for my next part. Thank you for watching. Later.